Okay, hi. We're going over chapter 6 this day, and it is reading a story in its element. Okay? When you're first reading it, or reading a story, a work of fiction, good stories let you experience things in a new way. And so we're going to get into critical reading. A story is made through craft, like you craft it, the way an author crafts the story together. And these are some of the elements to craft fiction. So the elements are plot, which is scenes of an event in a story, and then we get to characters, which are beings, be it human or not, in a story. And then we get settings is when and where the story takes place, and then we got language, tone, and style, which is the rhythm or the feeling of which the story has and gives off. And then we have the theme, is what the once you understand the theme, you understand what the story is really about. And there's the symbols in fiction, and and a symbol is something that represents something larger than it is. Okay? And by crafting these things together, these elements allow us to see how the story function as a whole. Okay? By understanding these things, you will be able to read critically. And one great way to read critically is to question things about the story in and about the book. Like, okay, why is she using this kind of tone with him? Why she say that type of word? And all that. And what's going on here? You just question things to read critically. And also, something about fiction can bring life to an entire world. Fiction can create fantasy land, it can create destruction, horror, it can create its own world, whatever is. A book is like its own little world. And the most early fiction is known as fables, like The Boy Who Cried Wolf is a fable, which is one of the most early known types of fictions. Okay, and then today's fiction, it mostly comes in many genres or categories, like horror, romance, but some do not fall into a category. Nonetheless, most are literary fiction, which come in many sizes, just like a short story. Okay, and then, most importantly, what reading fiction gives us. Reading fiction gives us the ability to understand ourselves better. For example, you might have a better insight of yourself after reading The Story of an Hour on page 150 of how you would react when all your hope was taken away. Like, this lady, she was like, oh yay, I get to have I'm free, and then in a blink of an eye, it's all gone. How would you react? How do you feel? Like, it maybe helps you understand yourself better. Anyway, that is it for chapter 6. I hope y'all like it. Bye.